What's up, everyone? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, Nvidia, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to talk about some very important levels to be watched for what the market's likely doing. Let me first mention that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. Anyways, let's talk about the markets. So I just wanted to break down that as a reminder, the unemployment numbers were looking stronger than before, and the employment numbers were looking weaker, which is showing some weakness in the labor market. We had unemployment at 4.3% above expectations, and we also saw non-farm payrolls alongside other payrolls below expectations. So that's very, very important stuff. There's also a lot of news going on with tensions rising across the globe right now. So this is very important. We'll see if anything happens over the weekend or maybe going into like early next week, which is when some stuff are scheduled to happen. This is all adding to more fear for the markets, causing lots and lots of volatility. So with all the algos that have been driving the market down, the question is what's going to happen from here, in my opinion. And honestly, it depends on how well we hold up at certain levels. So SPY has this resistance at 532. Okay, if we reclaim that, we could get closer to about the 536 area. If we fail to reclaim 532, this thing could start dipping back down towards 528. So I'll be watching these levels very carefully. If 528 breaks, I think SPY will easily come all the way down towards 525. So make sure you watch those supports very carefully. SPY is seeing some buyers trying to defend 530, but like I said before, we're still looking weak on the chart. There's still a downtrend. Unless we manage to kind of like reclaim some of these supports like 532 and then 536. If we do reclaim 536, we could be pushing back up to fill the gap to 541. If we fail to do so, this could continue to fall. So we watch to see if we could reclaim these levels, if buyers can defend. So far, the market's on a downtrend, so just be very careful. I am seeing some potential attempts to break 532, but SPY is still shuffling in that range. So just be very careful with that. Nvidia dropped pretty hard all the way down to about 101. And then now there are buyers defending and trying to bring it back up to the 108 resistance. If it breaks 108, we could be going back up to about 112. If we fail to break 108, we could be tipping back down to 104, then 101. There are buyers defending Nvidia, but like I said before, it's not super strong. The trend is still weak. It's still on a downtrend, but this is just an attempt for buyers to defend it at its key support. So there's still some buyers trying to defend it. It's showing a little bit more strength compared to SPY and the others. So we'll see how well it does. Make sure you watch that 108 resistance. Bitcoin's taking a bit of a hit. We kind of rejected off our 20 EMA. We're going to be looking at support currently at the 63,250 area. If that breaks, look for 62,000 and look at resistance at 64,500. So we're on a bit of a downtrend. Please be very, very careful. This is going to be very important to watch for. So please be mindful of all of this. And we'll have to see how things develop from here. For other factors, we also have ES looking a little bit more bearish, continuing to fall, making lower highs and lower lows. This kind of resembles a head and shoulders, and we're still continuing to fall right here. So look at resistance at just under 5,400. And look at this key support at about 53.25. If we lose 53.25, this could be dipping much lower. This trend is more bearish, but watch to see if we could get a counter trend move or not. We're still looking kind of weak on ES. So there could be a small counter trend move, of course. There could be some buyers trying to defend it, but like I said before, the overall structure is still bearish. Same thing with SPX. Now, SPX dipped quite a bit, but notice this. On the 4-hour time frame, we just approached our 200 EMA at this 5,300 area. Since we tagged this, we're seeing some buyers trying to defend it, so just be very, very careful. With buyers defending it so far, I think that this is going to be very key for us. If we do hold this, we could see a little counter trend move. To turn back up, we want to see it break past 53.80. If we break that, we're going to fill this gap. If we fail to do so, we'll be watching this 200 EMA below, so give that some time. For Tesla, we're on a bit of a downtrend right now. We actually lost support at our 200 EMA, but the lows are being defended around this 207 area. So Tesla needs to reclaim 215 by, I would say by Monday. I want to see it reclaim 215. If we reclaim this, we could see a bounce for 219 again. If not, if we don't reclaim 215, there's a big downtrend being established on Tesla, and this is showing weakness. So please be very, very careful. I want to see it reclaim 215. I want to see if we can reclaim our 200 EMA. So give this the time it needs, and we'll see how things go. For NQ, we're on a bit of a downtrend right here. We have this resistance around this 18,800 area, and we have support at 18,500. If that breaks, we could be tipping all the way down to about 18,200 flats. That's where we have the support. So we're still looking bearish on NQ. but there are buyers trying to push it back up. So watch and see if we can try to reclaim 18,600. If we do break through that, we could be looking for a push for 18,750. But so far, like I said, the trend is still more bearish. This is also leading the QQQ. Now the QQQ has gapped down, it's tipping quite a bit. We called out 444 if we had lost 448. Lo and behold, that's the level that came. So we called out the low almost exactly. Now we have resistance at this 450 area. If that ends up getting bought back up, look at 452. If that breaks, then we could be looking for a counter trend move. So if we fail to break 452, I'm looking at 448 as support. If we lose that, we turn really bearish, and there's a risk of us testing the lows again. So right now, SPY and the QQQ are kind of shuffling. Apple's testing 223, trying to push a little bit after earnings. So finally, we're getting a decent move. Watch resistance at 224. Watch support at 222. I just want to make it clear that Apple's not really doing much. It's only up 2%. We've seen that on normal, trading days. So it's not really much of a reaction, but this is helping the market to some small extent. But simultaneously, Amazon's been a little bit more negative. It dipped all the way down to about 168, only to see buyers defend it just a bit. We'll see if we can reclaim 172 or not. We have 170, 172 as resistance levels. And for 168, if we fail there, look for 165. As of right now, Amazon's seen buyers defending 168, so it may make an attempt to get back up to about 170, but it's very slow, very lackluster, just not making much of a good move. Coinbase is rejecting. It's barely at 208. Look at resistance at 212 and look at our key support at 205. We are looking a little bit more bearish, so just be careful with coin. For others out there, we have Meta. Meta is looking a little bit more bearish as well in terms of its trend. But what's good is we are trying to get defended by our 200 EMA. So watch 488 as key support. If we hold this, we could rebound to 500. And if we failed at 488, we're going to turn back down. So that's going to be our key support. Watch to see if we hold or not. For Microsoft, we're on a bit of a downtrend. Watch 405 as key support. If that breaks, we'll be dipping lower. If that holds, we could rebound to about 410 plus. But we look more bearish, in my opinion. For Google, we're barely holding 168. If we hold this, look for a rebound for 170. If we lose this, we'll be looking for a dip towards 165. As of right now, Google is favoring downside just a little bit more, but buyers are trying to defend 168. We'll see if it holds or not. But this trend is still more bearish unless we break past 170 by the time we close. So that's it for my analysis of levels. As you guys can see, SPY is still shuffling around 132. We'll see if we reclaim that or not. This trend that we're on is very bearish so far. Now, there could be a counter trend move coming back up to 532, 536. But like I said before, we have to wait and see if we could get above those key resistance levels. If we could get a little bounce, we'll have to wait and see. But the overall trend is still bearish. We're still on a big downtrend for SPY, the QQQ, and the others. That has not changed yet unless we get back above those levels. Anyways, that is it for my analysis. I'll be back in a couple of hours to give you guys another very, very important update to give you guys more insights. So thank you all so much for listening. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you, and peace out.